This is a same script. It's like we are reliving what happened. It was made sure that he had to be charged, sentenced, and unfortunately for him, he can't go to exile now. But we as family, as I've said, we respect the decisions of all the courts he went through. But still, we are shocked by the fact that King Zwelibanzi was exercising his duties as the king of AbaThembu. All these crimes that are alleged that he committed them in his farm, Tyalaga. But customary law was never considered. We are also getting reports that there is new evidence surfacing from the community of Tyalaga, where people are saying they know the people who killed Wofa. They know that this was all a plot, but that is for the police to investigate. We also expect the police to investigate who killed Wofa when the Supreme Court of Appeal found King Zwelibanzi not guilty of culpable homicide. A person died, he was buried, so there must be someone who is arrested for that crime. With those few words, we want to tell the world that the family is devastated. It's worse for the Queen Nogwanda Talingebo, who was the one who was with the king, staying with the king up till the last moment. The children are asking us questions that we cannot answer. They are aware that their father is in prison. There are questions of when is he coming back. We can't answer those questions. But we will wait. The people of South Africa waited for 27 years for Dr. Nelson Mandela to be released from prison. So we are also going to wait for our king to come back. We know that there are acts, there are laws that govern this country. Maybe one of them says that he's already been dethroned. But to us as the family and to the nation of AbaThembu, he will remain the king of the Thembu nation. Thank you.
That was the family's reaction to this sad day. Just to give you a big, add on the brief background Prince Dumelchona has given to you. We grew up homeless because our home was being destroyed literally by the Madiba clan, people who always claim to be one of us. Hence now we're mentioning all the names of the people who've been role players in this process. As the family, we fear for the same thing to happen to the kings and the wife of King Zwelibanzi Dalindyebo. The instability within the AbaThembu kingdom is too dire. The kingdom is broken apart. As we talk to you today, we would love to tell the world that there are 4 groups contesting the same kingdom. All these groups claim legitimacy, hence we've been entertained by one of them calling themselves the Royal House of King ngangelizwe. These groups are people that have been serving as security agents of the Transkeian government, which destroyed our home literally and led to us dispersing, being scattered throughout the SADC region and also throughout this particular country of ours. Because of that reason, we would like to tell the people to be calm during this difficult time that we are faced with. Because as the family, we are still trying to forge unity, which we believe is paramount, particularly during this time of sadness, when we are without a leader. Us being without Zwelibanzi doesn't mean Zwelibanzi is dead. But it means Zwelibanzi is just sitting in a jail cell, waiting to be released whatever day he might be released. When he comes back, he will still remain the king because he was born Prince Buelekaya Dalindyebo and alleviated by the Thembu nation through the right processes. First and foremost, let us make sure that you know that all the groups that are busy trying to lead the process, they are not the right people to do that if they don't approach the siblings of King Zwelibanzi. King Mthatha Dalindyebo has given birth to a number of men and also number of girls. Therefore, that consists and forms us as a family. We believe, and also the tradition dictates that we be respected as such. We are the core royal family of the house of King Jongilizwe. We are the core royal family of the house of King Jongilizwe. We are the sons and daughters of King Mthatha Dalindyebo, who begatted King Zwelibanzi. Therefore, that means in this current generation, the children of King Mthatha were supposed to be respected as such. We don't see that happening. That process is being led by various houses and various individuals who call themselves our uncles. Some of them, they call themselves our aunts. But their actions, they don't speak as such. As I am saying, we plead with the Thembus in particular to please be calm and not be made to be following all sorts of groups and formations. We expect the Thembu people and their traditional leaders to take the cue during this difficult time from the brothers and sisters of King Zwelibanzi, because those are the conveners in his presence, given the right by the Queen, which has been mentioned here, Queen Nokwanda, as the wife of the king. Therefore, we appeal to the nation and also to the media at large to also play a role so that we can now go back to the drawing board and start forging unity within AbaThembu. We appeal again to the government of the Republic, particularly the government of the Eastern Cape, not to entertain any group that brings people to them saying these are the people that were supposed to run the show. We say those processes must be done once we are being mediated by the very same government we are appealing to, because we believe the mediation role is their major role during this process. Because we are scattered all over the show. People are saying things out of their self-interest. We believe some are saying all these things and doing all these things because maybe they are looking to gain something. This is not the time to gain. The Thembu people are the ones who are supposed to gain from this process, because their development has been delayed, We want now to take over from where King Zwelibanzi has taken and work hand in hand with the government of the Republic and move the Thembu nation forward. We would like to thank you, we would like to thank everyone who has played a vital role, from our legal representatives, Mr. Tony and Mr. Advocate Matoti, Zahir Omar, Celias and Nodia. All of them have been next to the king ever since we've been going through these hard times. We would like to thank you, the Thembu people who have been coming in and out of this great place and trying to have us calmed when we saw things not going our way. We would like to thank you, all the professionals who have been coming and giving advice, particularly people like Mama Onokzola Mdende. Her role, Dr. Mdende, has been nice. We appreciate it so much. For the last time, we would like to emphasize the point that says, even there in the normal homes, in any village or in any city or in any township, we all know that not anyone can just come to a home where there are people residing within the home. As we understand that traditional homes, the royal palaces, are perceived by the people as the public area. But in this case, it must also be remembered that there are people who were born with claim that public space as their home. Therefore, we believe those people are not just inside those perimeters just for fun or just by being there to eat the sand and fill their stomachs. But they are also representing the very same tradition we are standing for as traditional leaders. We appeal to the entire South African society to know that the legitimate people who could give them the most relevant information on this matter must be led by people, by the children, or by the people who are authorized by the siblings of King Zwelibanzi and Queen Nokulwanda. Therefore, we would like to thank you everyone for coming. We appreciate it so much. We thank you.
I just want to add something. We were shocked yesterday to hear that there is a meeting of a certain section of AbaThembu that was going to be held at Mthatha Holiday Inn. Indeed, that meeting took place. And what was shocking about it is the fact that the children of King Sabata Dalindyebo were never consulted. They were excluded from a meeting that is supposed to be dealing with the issue of their home. We've been encountering these things for quite a long time, where people would just convene meetings, talk about AbaThembu, talk about House of Jonghlanga, talk about King Zwelibanzi, without consulting the family. That is very strange. Nowhere in a normal situation you'd find people discussing about your home without consulting you. Yes. So that is another shocking revelation that came to us yesterday. We know that these things are going to happen. We know that dethronement of King Zwelibanzi is going to take phases and steps. This happened to King Jonghlanga. So we are still going to encounter such situations. Thank you.
My question is to do with the issue of succession. You've just mentioned that there are 4 groups that are contesting for the same seat. What is this house putting forward as a successor for Bunga?
To be honest with you, there are processes to be followed. We understand today the date is the 3rd, and the king has been incarcerated since the 30th. We are still waiting for the rest of his siblings to be here at home so that we can start chanting the way forward. We must first convene as his brothers and sisters, our children, those who are married, their wives are welcomed in that particular meeting. And then we can then start saying, this is the direction that we have been authorized to take.
That direction that has been authorized is that Prince Azenati should be acting.
Regarding that issue of Prince Azenati, there are developments that King Zwelibanzi has briefed us about. Unfortunately, those are still internal issues. Once his uncles and his aunts gather and sit for a proper forum to discuss those, that's only when we can tell you how we have discussed that issue.
Just to add, we must talk about somebody who will be acting. We said initially that King Zwelibanzi is in prison and is going to come back. According to our custom, we cannot have 2 kings. Hence, we're talking about somebody who's going to act on his behalf until he comes back. That issue also has its steps that should be followed, like the meeting of the family, which is in this case the house of Jomhlanga, followed by the meeting of AbaThembu, the clan that is ruling AbaThembu, and followed by the meeting of the nation of AbaThembu. So we are still talking about getting somebody who's going to act. That's what we must discuss, not discuss the issue of who's going to be the next king. That is the issue of the king himself. Thank you.
Yes.
But the issue of Azenati not cut in stone, I think in this house, especially, we confirm that Azenati has been appointed by the house of Madlom as an acting king on the absence of Her Majesty King Zwelibanzi. Or is there some sort of backtracking?
I wouldn't say it's backtracking. Hence, I've said earlier, the king has advised us otherwise. What influences that, we can't speak about it at this moment. Because even some of our siblings it has not been explained to them as to why now the king has decided to give us a new tool or a new route to follow. We need to take that matter with the core family first, and discuss it thoroughly so that we can come out with a one united solution, which is now the solution that can help us talk to you as the media, telling you what was decided by that particular meeting.
So this seems not to be clear because we have the king who introduced Azenati, but now it appears the family we're talking about is the one that is going to indicate the direction. Can you please clarify that? Whether you're going to follow what the king has said, or the family is going to decide that no, we're following this, we're not adhering to the king's word. or you will follow his latest instructions?
Exactly, that's what we're going to do. It's not ours to question his decisions. Nobody must question the decisions of the king. We must advise, but if he has decided that is what we're supposed to be doing, follow those instructions. Yes, we are quite aware of the fact that in the meeting, he appointed Prince Azanati as somebody who's going to act on his behalf in his absence. But for reasons best known to him, he decided to change that and appointed somebody else.
Yes.
Are you in liberty to say who's somebody else?
Not at this present juncture.
Follow-up question. What is the relation between you and the people outside, the one that you always bring together? It seems now you are divided, more divided and more divided.
That's what surprises us. What surprises us is for the people to show us their true colors. The characteristic of their true colors, they are undermining the children of King Mthatha. They are taking us for granted. For what good necessary reason, we don't know. Therefore, it means they've been meeting in many places, hence they have met even today at the Holiday Inn to discuss an agenda that we don't know or we are not aware about. We believe these people outside are very old people who are supposed to playing a unifying role in these difficult times. But seemingly they fail to play their roles sincerely and honestly. Now we're ending up to be waking up in new news of new groups being formed, bringing many names. Hence I'm telling you that if we're also a cabal, we would be a fourth cabal in this process, which we are carrying the king's word in this case. And there are many other cabals which we don't know that whose word are they carrying or whose mandate are they carrying during this time. We really feel very hurt by the way AbaThembu are doing things. AbaThembu have disregarded us for a very long time. And they haven't even, during the times of Zwelibanzi's sadness, decided to stick by him. But every time they find a chance, they would be going around, even to the media, you might be aware of that, saying all wrong and bad things about King Zwelibanzi. Not doing anything to unite the AbaThembu around their king.
I just want to add, everybody has got a right to form whatever cabal and decide whatever they want to decide. But the truth is that the house of Jomhlanga, the house of Zwelibanzi, is the house where the kingdom of AbaThembu is. So we won't stop anyone having a meeting anywhere discussing what with who. That is not our business. Our business is to ensure that the kingdom of Zwelibanzi, the kingdom of AbaThembu, is not destroyed like it was done before. So we want anyone to do whatever he wants to do. But the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, the truth will come out. The people do know outside there that the king of AbaThembu is coming from the house of Dalindyebo as we speak.
According to the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, the law stipulates that once a reigning office bearer is imprisoned for more than 1 year without an option of a fine, is then withdrawn from that seat. And for the case of the king, immediately after he has handed himself over on the 30th, his certificate of recognition has then been withdrawn by the department. Now, I'm a little bit confused when you're saying someone would act instead of succeeding him, because according to the law of this country, he's no longer a king. Or are you saying he's a king based on the traditional aspects then?
We are expecting the government of the Eastern Cape, especially the Department of Traditional Affairs, we're still waiting for them to convene a meeting with the children of King Mthatha and explaining to us, especially about the act you're talking about. We'll discuss it with them when they do convene that meeting. But if they decide to, for their own reason, just to do things their way without consulting the House of King Jomhlanga, that will be a sad part of the whole thing.
Just to make it clear, we haven't written to the department, or we haven't communicated to the department as yet. Hence, we are saying the first move is to gather the family around so that the family gives us a proper direction as to what we must communicate to the department about this issue. Because if we rush to the department without following the right procedures, the good steps that are even enshrined in the in the customary law, even though it seems as if the Roman Dutch law is superior than the customary law, we will still write to the government or communicate to the government to give us their opinion, particularly as far as what role can they play to mediate during this process. Because we understand all these groups we are talking about, they are playing around the government. We are very well aware. We believe even in some of their meetings, they invite MECs, they invite government managers or directors. Therefore, we are very concerned about that, because we are still expecting the Department of Traditional Affairs to be the mediator during this process, not to be playing roles and taking sides or attending meetings that are supposed not to have said. Yeah.
Can you confirm or deny that the rumors that the king wants the Queen of Rwanda to be the acting king or queen for AbaThembu?
Not at the moment. We can't confirm that as yet. Hence, I am always saying even his brothers and sisters have not been informed about anything that the king has told us. Therefore, once we meet and at the right time, we will come straight to you. And I promise you will be one of the very first people to get those news as to who was the king proposing.
In fact, what happens is that when we call the meeting of AbaThembu, that's where these things are going to be discussed. Because at the end of the day, it's the AbaThembu who must debate about somebody who's going to act and decide about that. But at the end, also the nation must have their input, which is AbaThembu nation. They must also be consulted. That is what is going to happen on the dates that Prince Sanotan is going to give you.
Some reports are stating that tomorrow morning there will be a meeting in Mumbai. Are you aware of such meeting?
We've heard about the meeting that is going to be at my father's place. Nobody came to us to ask for the permission to hold a meeting in Bumbane. We heard about it, but it's not our meeting, it's their meeting. We've got nothing to do with it. But according to the laws of this country, if somebody who you didn't invite to your house comes to your house and do whatever he wants to do, that is contravention of the law.
Let me make something clear here as well. We are not for any groupings. All that we are for is stability within the nation AbaThembu. If we can find stability and try to find a way of finding each other and do things the right way, putting the interest of the kingdom first, also putting the interest of the king's children, putting the interest of abantwana bakakumkani uZwelibanzi nonkosikazi wakhe, I think we will be doing the right thing. When we say abantwana bakakumkani uZwelibanzi, we even involve AbaThembu as one of them because he's one of them, actually the eldest. Therefore, we are standing here or sitting here wanting to see that happen, but not through groupings who hold meetings by nights or who hold meetings at hotels or brothels for that matter, or even taverns. Rather, we need people that will be very sober-mindedly convening this family using the right measures, following the right principles. Then we can say we are ready to listen to that particular individual or that grouping of people. As Nati is one of us, he will remain one of us.
Yes.
We don't take our brother's side as someone that is leading any group. We laugh with him, we hug him, we eat with him. Therefore, we understand that nothing has changed.
Another thing that the people must know is the fact that, as I've said before, that this thing has got phases. And if they are still using the same script they used on King John Klanga Dalindyebo, we know that the last phase is to destroy Bumbane Great Place. They did that before. Children were scattered. That place was vandalized. They took even a spoon. That is what is going to happen. We know that. We know that these people are working with powerful groupings. We are quite aware of that fact. We will just wait and see, because it happened before. We waited until the time came. Hence, at times I always say thank you to General Bantu Olomisa, who restored the throne of AbaThembu to its rightful owner. I just want you to know, just wait and see, that is going to happen. The aim is to destroy and vandalize Bumbane Great Place. The aim is going to be destroying psychologically, maybe at times, some of the children of King Mthatha Dalindyebo, and they are going to destroy psychologically the children of King Zwelibanzi Dalindyebo. But there is nothing we can do. They can go ahead and do it. They are what they've been sent to do. We'll wait and see. Our time will come.
to the funders of these groupings. Please stop doing what you are doing. Because the way these people are doing these things, you can tell that they are being propelled. These people are holding meetings in these high places because people pay for those venues. Stop doing what you are doing. These interests these people have, I think I should divulge them. AbaThembu, as the nation, they have a land, first and foremost, which these looterers can start wanting to loot and sell for their benefit, not for the king's children's benefit or for AbaThembu. There are annual events that are in the program of the government which are supposed to be held at Bumbane Royal Palace. These provincial events and national events, they come with things like catering, hiring of chairs and podiums, transportation of the people to attend these meetings. Some of them are propelling these people of theirs to benefit those. People must know that. People are all out to come and loot instead of coming up and develop. People must be aware that we are in this quagmire or conundrum because of people who have interest, not in the family of King Zwelibanzi or in the nation of AbaThembu, but to self-enrich themselves. When the king is supposed to install or coronate a chief, there are benefits that come with that ceremony. Some advisors before have been stealing cattle here and stealing sums of money that were supposed to be given to the king. Now they want to carry on doing that at the expense of the unity of this nation, and particularly its royal family. There are people who have been next to the king, not insisting to him that Zwelibanzi, Kumkani, we need a royal council. As some of you might understand that we don't even have a well-structured royal council. Or if it's there, it is not serving the purpose. There are people who have been close to King Zwelibanzi for years, pushing us aside, who have never advised him to come up with the royal family which is properly structured and submitted to the government. You must then ask yourself, what is it that they were doing that for as advisors? They wanted these loopholes to be there so that they exploit the king. That's also one of the things that leads to us now to be faced with 4 groups contesting one monarch or one throne. 4 people contesting one throne.
To wrap and sum it up, guys, finally, we all know that King Jonghlanga Kadalindyebo was a member of the ANC, joined the ANC in exile. He died in exile. He was, in fact, in a way, buried by the ANC. But we haven't heard any word from the ANC. King Jonghlanga was a member.
Right, that was the live crossing to a media briefing by the AbaThembu Royal Council underway in Mthatha, Eastern Cape, at the tail end of that briefing. Now, succession has been a real bone of contention in the AbaThembu clan over the past few days. Clearly divided now on who will take over the kinship of the AbaThembu nation. Senior council members in the last 30 minutes or so saying they're waiting for all of King Dalindyebo's brothers and sisters to make their way home before a way forward can be charted on the succession issue. Council members really expressing dissatisfaction on King Dalindyebo's imprisonment, but saying they will respect the laws of the land. A really strong call this afternoon for unity and calm in the AbaThembu nation. Well, time to take a short break. We'll be back with more news in just a moment.